Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Look. I'm not going to be doing a project today because I am furiously designing for upcoming videos and classes in anticipation of my vacation next week. But I wanted to come and show you some of the swaps that I received at Onstage. So Onstage is a demonstrator only event. It was held in North Carolina this year. And when demonstrators go, they'll bring a bunch of cards that they've made, usually all of the same design, maybe a couple of different designs, and they will swap with other demonstrators for different ideas. And so let me show you the swaps that I received. All right, so I have my package of pieces that I had pre-cut last time. So remember when we started last week, I decided to do all the cutting that was in the front of our instruction booklet, and then we created layout number 1. So since I cut everything, I have everything packaged for layout number 2 in here. And then I have my photo placeholders because I am told on the front of my directions that project 2 needs 2 3x3 photos and a 4x6 in portrait form. So that's what I have these out here so that I can put them on and hold the place for those photos for when I have them printed out. So these were the other pieces that we cut. I did have this one floating around and it says project 2 on the back. So we have that. If we look in the rest of our kit, we have several die cuts in here. Here are all those different photo placeholders. We get those out of the way. If I look on the back, we can see that, oh, I need this for project 2. And I need these leaves for project 2. I need this for project 2 and this one. Remember, I am just trying to get things done, so I am not taking any creative liberty at all. I'm just doing it as these directions say. This is for project 3, so I will set that aside for my project 3. In fact, I'll just punch it out and put it in with the other pieces that I've got prepped. And on this sheet, if I flip it over, here's a project 2. Here's a project 2. I'm going to just take these ones that say project 3 because these get a little bit hard to handle after a little while because they're so full of holes. So we're just going to take these and get rid of this scrap and put these pieces that I'm going to need in with my project 3 pieces. I'm going to need this for project 2, this for project 2, project 2, project 2. I don't even know what's on the other side of these. I just know I need them for project 2. I do know that these go in the middle of the slats of these things. I'm going to cut out some of these and put these in the back of them. So we have a multicolored stripe. Crash is in here. Let's just let him in. So those are all project 2. And let's see. We'll need some of these pieces. And we'll probably need some of the sticker sheet. I know that my bases are this petal pink, so we'll use that as well. All right, I think we're ready to get started. So we're going to use the light petal pink cardstock for the base page. So remember, this is two-tone cardstock. You can see one's lighter than the other. And they're saying use the light side for the base. So that's what we will do. you're going to attach 2A, and it tells you right here in the directions what 2A is. It is this pattern. So that is going to go right here like this. I'll straighten it out. Might as well attach it. And this glue, if you read the back of it, it does say it works on paper, photo, poster board, etc. So this is fine to use if you don't want to use the other kind of adhesive. And of course mine is now stuck, so let's go ahead and we'll just use my tape runner because that one will work. We're just going to put plenty of adhesive on here, and just want a little bit of a thin gap over here. There we go. And then it says attach 2B. And 2B is this other piece. And it looks like there's about it's centered in this range right here, centered both top and bottom, so I can do that pretty easily as well. Let's put that right about here, I'd say. Yep, that looks pretty good. My trees are pointing up. All right. And then it says attach 2C. 2C is this paper right here. So we have two pieces of that pattern, and the one I want is this one. And if I forget which one I'm supposed to use, I can go back to the cutting diagram and find 2C. Find 2C on here somewhere. Oh, 2C is 8 by 5. This is an 8 by 5. It's technically a 5 by 8. That's okay. And we're going to attach that. So let's put on our adhesive. And that gets centered right here, right on the edge of this brown piece. Now don't try to line it up with the grids because these things aren't straight. Some places they're wider, some places they're thinner. So don't think that's just a regular grid back there to line things up. Now you're going to attach the prepared white diagonal cut, and it was prepared because it says attach coordinating colorful strips behind the white diagonal die cuts. So here is our project 2 white diagonal die cuts, and for this page we're using the lighter one, and these come out. So we're going to have this go from just some white, basic white. We're going to make it colorful. Not every single one is going to be filled in. We'll be able to see from our sample which ones they filled in. Years ago, a couple of years ago, we had a striped die that cut out something like what you see here, and you could have done the same thing with that. So if you still have that in your collection, grab that out because it's showing you how to make some really colorful accents for pages or cards. So when I bring this in, I see that they've used, I can see some of this red stuff. That's stuff that belongs there because it's on the page here. But others are from these pieces that we just cut out. So I can see the yellow right here is going to go up here, like that. And then it looks like two nothings and then a long green one. So I'll find the long green one. That's this one, I think. So that's gonna go right behind there. And then we've got a, looks like this one. That looks rather long though. It's probably not that one. It's probably this one. So that'll go behind, yep, behind here. We'll talk about how to attach it in just a second. If I can pick it up. Woo! Guess maybe I should probably be talking about how to attach it now. So that'll go in there. And then it looks like we've got the yellow one. The yellow one's next. And then it looks like I don't have much more going on. So I think these are pieces for the other one when we get to the other one. All right. Let's go ahead and attach these. So I think the best way to attach this is going to be getting out our silicone mat. And let's see, I've got mine right around here somewhere. All right, and I'm gonna put this, and then I'm gonna put some in between these stripes here. That way, what I can do is I can just put that there. And then remember it was skip a few. And then we get to this wider one, and this is going to be where the green one goes. So we'll just put some here. And this silicone sheet just it not only protects your surface, but nothing's going to stick to it. So I'm going to be able to remove any excess glue. You can, of course, use regular adhesive to do this, but it's going to be much messier for you. And then we're going to have that, this one right here was next. So we'll do that. Same thing, we're just going to apply some adhesive kind of in the center here. And don't worry, because we're going to apply more adhesive and tack it down. All right. And we've got that yellow one. It's going to go right here. More adhesive. So it's only sticking, you can see that it's only sticking to the white. Oops, that's upside down. Hold on. Oops, that's not right. This isn't right. Hold on. Why is this not right? Well, you know what? I really only need part of it because part of it is this part is the only part that's sticking down. So I really only need like some of this right here, because I'm going to say I only need half of it. Let's just tear off some of that half. And then it looks like everything else is blank. So now when I go to adhere this, I've got this, and you can see that it goes right here. It just sticks out a little bit over there. Kind of comes up here. So we'll just add a little bit more adhesive to this. I should probably be doing it over my adhesive, my silicone sheet, so I don't get anything on my page that I don't want to. You can also use tear and tape here. I think we're going to be fine with just this. Okay. So let's adhere this right here. Looks like it comes down a little bit. And this will have a picture going over it, but there we go. We've got that piece. attach the photos with tear and tape. Now remember, I don't have my photos here, so I'm going to put my photo holders on. I'm just going to use a little bit of this adhesive. So that way I can take them off pretty easily. Looks like this one is on a bit of an angle. And then we've got one of the 3x3s that's also going to come over here. Something like this, I think. This looks like it comes over a little bit more. And then this would be something like this, I think. It's sort of, sort of close enough. See, on this one, actually, I think I had it maybe reversed. Should have started at the other end. I don't think it's symmetrical, but I can see that this yellow is supposed to come down to the bottom, but it's going to be wider. So I think it was supposed to be where this green one is. It's turned around. It's fine. It's the same basic idea. So we're just gonna put this right here like that. And then it says, do not use attached photos. Do not use adhesive along the tops of both photos so that other pieces can be tucked behind them in a later step. And you can see that there are pieces that are going to be tucked behind them. Embellish with die cuts, prepared wood grain die cuts, and stickers. Tips: add smaller embellishments with mini glue dots. Tuck a few of these die cuts slightly behind photos. All right, so they also use Grateful for the moment together. Now, I don't know that that's what I'm going to be using because I haven't chosen my photos yet, but that is a sticker, so that will go right there. And then you can see that we put the leaves and a couple of the wood grained die cuts behind it. So before we get to the embellishments, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to do the second page. And the second page, did I read this wrong? I might have read this wrong. So the first page is a 4x6 and a 3x3. Oh, I see. I need two 3x3s, one 4x4, and one 4x6. So this is not a 3x3. This is supposed to be a 4x4. No wonder it wasn't looking quite right. So my 4x4 will go here. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay. Then on my other sheet, that's where my other 4x6 is going to go. And two 3x3s. So I have one 3x3 and I have the other 3x3. So first we need to put the rest of it together. So it is basically symmetry with the other page in many respects. So we're going to adhere this one to the opposite side of the first one. So if our first one has it all the way to the left edge, except for a little bit, this one's going to have it all the way to the right edge, except for a little bit. One of these days, I'm going to figure out the best way to shoot these videos so that I can have everything sort of within my reach, but not so much that it's messy on camera. All right, so this looks pretty good. And then this one is going to be just on the inside over here. And again, you can see by the sample that's the case. So in the future, if you want to put these together with me, all you'll really need, I mean, we can just chat and follow along and do this together. No, that's a little crooked. It's a little crooked, and I should have made sure it was straight before I put it down, but I was able to rescue it. All right, we'll call that good. And then we have attached 2D, and 2D was this piece, attached 2E, which is this piece, and then attached 2F, which is that other, that more square piece right here. And this is going to go roughly halfway up, pretty close to the edge, just goes over onto this other piece just a little bit. So let's make sure this is straight. There we go. Attached to prepared white diagonal. So we've got this diagonal piece again that we're just going to take these pieces out. This is the front side. I'm going to keep the front side up. Maybe it's not supposed to be the front side though. Maybe that's where I went wrong before. Don't think it matters because it's really just an accent piece. By the way, you could, unless you do this, if you kept them straight, these would make great little sentiment strips for cards. So they're already cut, they're already angled on the ends, which makes for a nice, interesting piece. They're different widths. So for those of you who like to be thrifty with your paper supplies, because they're not cheap, then this is, ooh, I made a boo-boo. I ripped a piece that I shouldn't have. That's all right, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna find a way to hide it. It's gonna be hidden under a picture. So I'm just taking this up, and it is easier if you just sort of pull it away. So I break a couple of the little spots where it's hooked, and then you just hold the paper down and the rest comes out. So now if I look at this piece that's on here, I see that they've used green, 2 greens, this color, and that actually looks to be about it. So that's easy enough. And I can see that it looks like the thin strip that is next to the wider strip is on this side. So we're gonna just put an embellishment there where I made that boo-boo. Or, you know, we could flip it over, I suppose. Let's see if that works. Oh, yes, it does. Look at that. And so now this part, it will be hidden by a picture. So see, we can solve our problems. So this one right here, that's where we're gonna put the green piece. Excuse me. Okay. I take the short green piece, put it right there. And then we're gonna take this piece, and this one is going to go 4 up from this one. So that's gonna go, oops, right like this. Oh, goodness. I bit into something that was kind of spicy. Now it's making me cough, and my eyes water and everything. Oh, wrong way. And then we've got this other piece that's going to go right here for this wide piece. Why is that not? Now that's extending a little bit the wrong way, so I must have put it right where it didn't belong. Look at that. Fixed. So this piece is going to go like this on my paper. Let's go ahead and put some more adhesive on some of these wider strips now. That'll make it easier to tie down. And let's put a little bit in the corner here. All right. So we have this, and it's coming over the side just a little bit. Like that. All right, now it says we're going to attach the photos. So if you recall, we have 2 3x3s and a 4x6. So I'm just going to lightly tack those where they go. So this is going to go right about here. I'm just putting a little bit in the center of each, make it pretty easy to come up. And then we're gonna go, so a little gap here. A little bit there, so you have something that looks like that. And if your photos are a little bit smaller, then there will be that gap there. But because this is 4x6 and these are 2 3x3s, they would not necessarily have a gap there. You can see that this person does have a gap, so this is either slightly larger than 4x6, which is probably not the case. These are a little bit smaller than 3x3. And now it says you're going to use some of the embellishments. And so I am going to take my die cuts from the kit, right here, these wood grain die cuts. And let's see which ones that they've used on here. So they've used, and you can see you get so many more die cuts than you're going to need. There's a large maple leaf. And there's a small maple leaf. And that's all I see on that one. And then on the other one, I see a heart. I don't think it's that heart. I think it's one of these hearts with the stripes going down it. And I see 2 of the leaves. So I see this one, and I see this one. All right. And so remember that treatment that they were talking about before, you know, take the really rust, and on these leaf ones and on the heart one, just put in with the bullet tip You can just kind of go around like this, and then you can kind of color on these stripes just to add a little bit of accent. They did the same thing on the leaves here. They just kind of went around the edges a little bit just to accent them, add a little bit of color. Same thing on the large one. And then on the leaves, they would have used old olive. And so the bullet tip is right here. And you can see that, or maybe you can't see, but they just added a little bit. I mean, you could color the whole leaves if you wanted to. All they're doing is drawing. All right. So some of these other pieces that we have cut out that are over here. Right. So these leaves are going to go on our first page. They're going to go roughly behind where, oops, I took my 4x4 placeholder off. It's going to go like this. These leaves are going to, one's going to kind of come down, one's going to kind of curl up, and that's going to, this is going to be where our Grateful Moments sticker sheet is. So this will be going right here. And you can arrange the leaves behind it. And then you've got a couple of other pieces just, you know, kind of going in different places. See, this looks like it's a little title probably for the second sheet. Let's get these pieces out here. Oh, we've got our leaves, more leaves for the other page. We've got a maple leaf. We've got singing, kissing, hugging birds, whatever they are. I don't know what they are right here. These are going to go up here in the corner with another little heart sticker, kind of putting that over. You know what? Let's just get the photos out. That'll make it easier. So this piece will go under a photo, so I can definitely kind of put this right under here like this. Let's get my little birds straight here. That's going to go there. And then we're going to put this little heart sticker right on top. And then we have the little heart wood grain piece. That's going to go right up here. We're going to put that on because it's a little bit heavier. I'm going to put that on with mini glue dots. And again, I'm using ones left over from Paper Pumpkin because I have a plethora of them. Take those dots off, the backings off. Right there. This little maple leaf sticker right here, That's going to go on top of the photo, so I'm going to hold off on that, as will I am going to hold off on these leaves that are going to be going on the page, as well as these, because I need my photos for that to happen. This little piece under here, he's going to go under a photo. So we could put that in there right now, just like that. If you feel more comfortable waiting until you have your photos, you can do that. I probably would recommend having your photos kind of around. So this one's all set. I just need a couple of stickers and I need my photos to complete this page. The other page, some of the stickers go over and some of them go next to, and so I'm going to put on the things that, you know, can go on right now. Like this little piece can go on. I say little, but it's rather large. Should have my take your pick tool, but it's packed away for a class. And I know that if I unpack it, I will forget it for the class. So that's why I'm not going to unpack it. Take off the backings. Okay. This one's going to go right here. Looks good right there. And there's a little bit of adhesive here that I don't want. So let's take my little adhesive eraser and get rid of that. And I have my other little maple leaf that can go on there. I'll try to get 2 dots on there just for some extra staying power. Right. And we'll just put this right up here like that. This one comes right down at the bottom. It does not interfere at all with my photos, so I can stick that one on. It's going to go right about like that. Oh, yep, right about like that. I'm going to have another leaf. Let's see, and it's not this leaf, I must have mixed up the leaves here a little bit. It's got to be a leaf that kind of curls up. So it's going to be this one right here, and it goes underneath the photo. It sticks underneath the photo a little bit, and underneath the deer. That deer is a sticker, so that's going to go on top of the photos too. So we can put this piece down. And remember, it's going to come under the sticker. So it's going to do something like this. That looks pretty good. And we've got a little maple leaf sticker that we can put on that's not interfering. Yeah. It goes underneath where the deer goes. It's going to go about right here. Let's put it on an angle. I go about right there. We're going to use this piece, and then there's a little green piece. It's a little thin green piece. Where'd it go? That's also going to come in here. That's for our journaling. We've got this one's supposed to go somewhere. Where is this one supposed to go? I don't see it. I don't see it on the first page. Maybe it's just an option for project 2. Looks like maybe it's just an option for project 2. I don't see it sticking out anywhere. All right, so I don't need that, but I do need my skinny green piece. Let's see if some of these are probably just on the wrong side. Let's see. Oh, no, it's a pre-printed piece. It's a sticker. So it's gonna go right underneath. It's gonna go right actually under here. And depending on how you put your leaf on there, is where you're gonna put it. I'm gonna put it a little bit over the leaf. Can't get enough of this. And this is where we're gonna put our little label here. And that's gonna just go right there. I'm gonna be brave and put it on now. And hope my writing is gonna be fantastic enough to get us through. Let's go up a little bit. Let's have these leaves sticking out underneath. So there we go. We have that. And then we've just got a bunch more stickers right up here in front. So we've got this darker one that comes up down from the top. And right next to it, we've got this wood grained one. And that is next to it like that. And then over the top, we've got this one with the oak leaf and the acorn that sits just like that. So now we just have a few more pieces to add. We need to add our pictures and then just a couple of stickers and we'll be done. So I'm going to go decide what pictures to put on here. Okay, I've printed some pictures and so I'm ready to place them. This is on the drive up to New Hampshire. It's always a pretty drive in the fall, going through the notches. We go through a couple of different notches. I think Crawford and Dixville. I know Dixville. I'm just not sure what the other one is. I think it's Crawford. And then this is a shot from the camp that I so love. You heard me talk about last time. So that's going to go right here. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. And then on this one, I have a couple of different photos that I want to use. Some just a couple of different shots of what I love up there. Here's a deer, and here's a closer up of the deer behind the tree. There's some weird reflections because I took this through a window. I'm not so sure that I like this photo on this particular spread, only because I'm going to have to cover up that word right here because I used the back side, remember, so that I could fix the fact that I had ripped this. I wanted to hide it, so I can just do that. There we go. We'll go ahead and use this. I can replace it if I need to. I'm going to leave a little bit of a peak there. Oh, I guess not. You know what I can do is I can take this little piece right in here and just hide this. There's some adhesive. Just gotta take off the back of that. Okay. And then we can adhere this guy on. Leave a little bit of a space. Okay. And then we've got our little close-up deer. Probably should print another picture of that moose, because I do have a bit of a different angle for the moose too. So I'm going to just center this. So these were cut down a little bit because of the way my printer printed them. It wasn't on 3x3, but there we've got another spread, and we can put those other pieces on that we couldn't put on before. So we've got all sorts of things, and I decided that I didn't want to use the Grateful for This Moment Together because the pictures I have don't show any moments together. So I thought I would say I can't do really enjoying the last days of summer because this isn't summer. But I can do in all things give thanks. And I want my leaves under here. So let's just figure out where we want our leaves. If I can pick this up here. Ah, come on. Fingers don't want to work. And let's see, we've got, this is gonna go right here. I don't want to cover the road too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a few changes. I'm gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna do this. That's pretty good. And then we need to adhere our other little pieces. Let's see, where's my dots? I think this one will go down. This one will go over here. And we can do that just like that. And my other piece, I just had it. Oh, it's right here. So one of the things I've learned is that I need to remember to take photos both in landscape and in portrait. There we go, something that looks just like that. So that page, oh, we need that maple leaf sticker. Let's see. You know, I don't know if I don't know, but I don't know that I want it over here. Yeah, I guess I can. All right, that page is done. And on this one, okay, I've got all those pieces. They kind of get lost to me a little bit. There's a lot going on in here. Probably should have some more polished tones in these pictures. But they're such pretty pictures. I do love them so. I do love them. But let's go ahead and see what we could do. What we're missing here. We're missing, oh, which is perfect. This little guy is perfect here. And I think that's all that we're really missing on this particular page. Now, what we don't have on this particular page is any journaling, but we can remedy that, and I will show you that at another time. But I just wanted to complete these as they were intended to be completed. So far, we have 4 pages from this kit. So we've got this one, which these pictures really go nicely with the photos. This one. And then we come to this one. I got my printer to print really vividly. And this one. So the spreads themselves look pretty nice, but you've got such beautiful foliage and scenery. And I think what I would write in here is something to the effect of, can't get enough of this. The views are always spectacular. And there are our spreads. Next Sunday, the 3rd and final spread. Now I know that this was a little bit longer maybe than you anticipated for a 2-page spread, but I talked my way through a lot of it. Next week I hope to streamline it a little bit more, and you'll see that as we go along, we get more and more familiar with these directions and how to put things together. But don't forget, you can take whatever liberties you want with these kits. Next month, I'm going to be focusing on another kit, and let me show it to you real quickly. It's the Everyday You and Me kit. This is also on the last chance list, although at the moment it is not. It's not on sale. It's just on the last chance list. So it is while supplies last. So grab it. It's got some beautiful greens and golds, and I think you'll love it. So order it now so you'll be ready to go for May when I start that one. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. And just a reminder that there will be a lunchtime look on Thursday, but there will be no Friday Night Live, or even not so live this Friday because of Good Friday. We're going to take that day off. And happy Easter, everyone, if I don't see you before then. And keep stamping.